Welcome back, everybody. It's the Vancouver Woodsmen NBA 2K23 MyNBA Expansion Series, and today we're coming off a loss against the St. Louis Sound that we could have won if we did not throw away our final shot that actually mattered. But instead, we're here after a loss. We are now 13-7 on the year, and before we do anything else, I want to talk about a couple of stats that I have been looking at in my downtime between the episodes. So right now we're on the league leaders page, and I wanted to see where Anderson ranks on that EWA stat, the estimated wins added, because his is pretty high. In fact, his is the second highest, only behind Luka Doncic. Obviously, for most players, the players that show up here are going to be guys who are the best players on the best teams, and the guys who are not on good teams probably won't be popping up here until later down on the list. But Anderson is second in the entire league in EWA, which I think is a pretty solid metric because it pretty much means that he has the second biggest impact on our team. Pretty much, he has the best individual performance on his team behind Luka Doncic, and that's pretty much it. He's top 2 in that category, so that's pretty solid. For game score, he is going to be 10th on this list behind Donovan Mitchell, Giannis, Ja Morant, Jokic, LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tatum, and Luka. So he's pretty much in that tier of player. After him, you've got Steph Curry and Scotty Barnes, but right now, Anderson is a top 10 player in terms of game score, if you want to use that metric. In terms of efficiency, I think he's top 15. Yeah, he's number 11. He's tied for 10 with Jabari Smith Jr. So just wanted to point out that Anderson right now, based on these advanced metrics, is kind of a top 10 player in the entire league. Now, for our team specifically, I wanted to take a look at who has the highest game score for us, who's got the highest efficiency, player efficiency rating, all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure that this guy right here is going to have the number 1 spot on most of these, but I want to see specifically the comparisons between Miles Turner and Don Payne. So let's compare those real quick in terms of PER, which is player efficiency rating, which is pretty much efficiency, but it takes into account the pace of the player's team compared to the average league pace. So Anderson leads that category, and we've got Payne at 13.2 and Turner at 13, so pretty comparable numbers there. In terms of efficiency, Payne has 12.6, Turner's got 14.9. I'm not entirely... I think that league average for at least PER is 15. That's what the league averages every year, is 15. So if you're below that, you're not playing above average, obviously. You're actually playing below average. So both of them are playing below average, but Turner is getting 9-ish minutes more than Payne is. I feel like if you swap these two guys, you might get the best of both worlds in terms of what they provide to your team, and also the whole development aspect of Don Payne and trying to get him to where he needs to be. So I think there's a case to be made that Don Payne should maybe start over Miles Turner. In fact, if you look at the EWA for both of these guys, Turner's at 0.7 and Payne is at 0.6 despite playing less minutes. So I don't know. You also see that the usage rate for Don Payne is a lot higher than Turner, meaning that he actually touches the ball a lot more than Miles Turner does when he's on the court. So pretty much he's going to shoot more. He'll probably make less shots, but not by a lot compared to Turner. But you probably get more rebounds, same amount of offensive production in terms of points per game maybe, and you also get a similar level of defense, maybe a bit worse because Payne is not as developed in terms of current ability. But I think there's a case to be said that we start Don Payne over Turner, at least for today's episode, and just see how we do. And I also think that maybe there's a case for benching Grant Williams and Herb Jones and rocking like an 8-man lineup and giving a lot more minutes to Azet and Dosunmu off the bench. And in fact, I think I want to make this change, these two changes, just for this episode and see how things go. So real quick, I'm going to make this change for all of our matchups that we have. So we're going to put Don Payne as the starter in place of Miles Turner. We're pretty much just going to swap their minutes. And I think that playing Payne at power forward last episode was probably a mistake. I think that Turner is more fit for power forward if both guys were to start. But I think I want to see Rivers starting again because I have another stat to show you after this. But we'll make that change. I think I'm also going to bench Grant Williams. And I'm going to bench Herb Jones. And see if Azet can really supply some good stuff off the bench. Maybe we give Herb Jones the other 14, though, because I don't want guys to get tired. I think we're tied for the most games played so far through this date with 20 games, which is higher than most teams. So maybe we do just give Herb Jones a couple of minutes, actually. We'll give Herb Jones 12 minutes off the bench. We'll up Azet all the way up to 24 because he has actually played pretty well offensively in the little time he's had. So we'll make that change. And real quick, a few more stats to show you, a bit of a update here for our team stats. But we have the 7th best record in the league in terms of percentage. Points per game, we're currently 9th. Points allowed per game, we're currently in first place with 104.9 per game. We have the second highest differential up there with the Thunder, Rockets, and Mavericks. But one thing to take note of is that for field goals made per game, we are 16th, which is middle of the road. But for field goals attempted per game, we are literally bottom 5. So not only are we a really good shooting team, but we're not shooting that often either. And maybe that's a recipe for success, but also, what if we want to up our pace? We currently have the lowest pace in the entire league at like 87, I think. If I can find that stat, I'll try and show it here, but yeah, here it is. This stat pretty much is the amalgamation of a couple of things. It pretty much shows you how many possessions you have per game, which essentially tells you how quick you're getting shots off and how quick your possessions end. And right now we have the lowest at 97.1, which is 1.7 lower than the next lowest at 98.8. So we're a good shooting team. We don't shoot a whole lot compared to the rest of the league, and we have the lowest pace among the entire league. And we're only up here in possessions because we played more games than most teams have at this point in the season. But I thought that was a neat thing to look at because maybe we want to go a bit more high tempo. I don't know. All right, so last thing stat-wise here that I wanted to go over is that I've been messing around with this analytics tool for a while now. I haven't actually used it in a video yet because I'm trying to get used to it. But I wanted to show the plus-minus per game and the PER per game for our entire team to see who has the highest plus-minus, who has the highest efficiency, things like that. So we can see that over here, these 5 dots on the right are all the starters. So we have Anderson, who has the highest PER, and he has the second highest plus-minus. We have Desmond Bane right here, who has the second highest PER and has the lowest plus-minus among starters. Miles Turner has a plus-minus similar to Desmond Bane and a PER that is the lowest among our starters. Wellington has a PER barely above Turner and a plus-minus that is kind of between Bane and Rivers, who actually does have our highest plus-minus at 11.1 and a PER of 16.4. So I think that he has honestly maybe had a quiet impact on the court, like a quiet big impact that we just haven't really noticed yet, but that's a good thing to see. Among the bench players who have actually played a good amount of minutes this year so far, Grant Williams has negative 0.3 plus-minus and a 13.9 PER, which is below average. And by the way, Wellington and Turner both have PERs below what the average across the league is. Azette has a 0.5 plus minus, which is very difficult to do as a guy who is playing like 12 minutes a game. But he's got a 15.2 PER. We've got Don Payne, who's got a 0.6 plus minus. Again, his PER is a bit below average. Tyus Jones, 1.0 plus minus. He's played in one game, I think, so far. Desumo, 1.4 plus minus, 12.8 PER. And then below him, you got Herb Jones at a 1.9 plus minus and a 10.0 PER. So I just wanted to kind of show that off to you because I think this graph can help us kind of understand more so what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and all things like that. Okay, actually, sorry, one more stat to show, and that is the usage rate, which I did not know actually meant what it means. What this means is it's the percentage of offensive possessions a player is personally responsible for ending, which means either a field goal or a turnover. So this pretty much shows us who we are getting the ball to and who is capping off those possessions. And right now, we have Anderson as our highest, which is what you want. We have Azette as the second highest. So off the bench, he's actually been very responsible for how the offense plays off the bench. Wellington also up there at the third highest, then Bain, and then Desunmu. But in terms of who is actually touching the ball while they're on the courts, this stat, possessions, shows you how many possessions a player has per 48 minutes of game time. So pretty much is telling you who is touching the ball on the offense, and you want this to be your best players. So we've got Anderson, we've got Desmond Bain, we've got Wellington, Rivers, Donald Payne, and then Desunmu. So if you see this, Payne is touching the ball quite a bit. Turner is touching it less. So if we do put in Don Payne as the center to start, which we have already done so for this episode, he probably will shoot a good amount when he's on the court, which hopefully does not take away from Anderson too much. But yeah, so among the changes that we just made with Turner and Payne and benching Grant Williams, I was considering also, what if we changed our tempo from average up to shoot it well, because then we're going to have higher shots per game, which I think is probably what you want if you're a good offensive team. Hopefully this does not mean that we have worse shots going up, but I just want to see how this works. All right, all that being said, today we're going to watch a game at home against the Boston Celtics, who currently are 12-5 and one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. This is the second of a back-to-back. So we're going to watch that today and sim through this game against the Pacers. Also, real quick, our first look at the upcoming draft. We have 2 first-round picks. One belongs to Milwaukee, and they're currently looking like a playoff team. We are as well, so there's going to be 2 late first-round picks most likely. Your top couple of prospects in terms of projections are Sylvester Hammonds, Brent Davis, Freddie Lambert, Terrence Strickland, Vladimir Lukovsky, Lenny Ware, and Ernest George. That's your top 7. There's more down here. We'll dive more into this towards the end of the season. We only have 1 scout, so we will not have a lot of info to go off of for the back half of this draft. So we have simmed 8 games, and we go 4-4 in those games. We had a couple of close losses and a couple of close wins too. We lost by 4 against the Pelicans and against the Nets. And we took down the Timberwolves by 9, the Pacers by 2, and the Pistons by 8. So a couple of toss-ups in here. So I'm not going to worry about the record really. But the first game was against the Timberwolves. Towns drops 27, 10, and 7 in the loss. They tried to come back in the fourth quarter, but our lead was too big for them to catch up. Andrews dropped 17. Dino Jukic had 15. For the Woodsmen, Anderson had 27, 9, and 5, 11 for 24 from the field. Wellington had 22 points. Bain had 18 points. Both guys shot well. Rivers had 17 and 7. Payne, in his second start of the year, had 6 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 turnovers, 3 for 7 from the field. Want better rebounding there, but Towns is a beast in this game, and Payne is not yet on his level, obviously. The Woodsmen shot better. except at the charity stripe where we shot 5 for 12, but they shot pretty poorly too from there. And overall, pretty solid game, and we come out on top. So that is good. Also, our average shots per game was like 87. Today we took 95. So we're seeing the shootout will thing come into play here more. In our next game, we absolutely obliterated the Denver Nuggets. We destroyed them in the first half, and they had no chance of coming back after that. Jamal Murray had 26 points. Zeke Naji had 16, but Jokic was kind of locked down. 13, 9, and 7 is a good stat line, but is it a good one for Jokic? Not really. He did only take 9 shots and knock down 4 of them, but tough game for him comparably. And Anderson had 26 points in this one. He shot well. Rivers had 26 points. He shot well. Azette, 22 off the bench. Another guy that shot well. Wellington played very well. Payne had 11 points, 7 boards, 1 steal, 5 for 8 from the field. And he did foul out pretty much right at the very end of the game. And Herb Jones had 11 points as well. Bane, not a good day though. And comparably, we actually shot very well in this game. We shot less shots than usual, but we hit the majority of them, so that was really nice. And we shot well in all 3 phases of the game, so really solid win here. We then lost to the 21-8 Cleveland Cavaliers. Garland drops 32, 7, and 9. Jarrett Allen 24 and 10. Mobley a double-double with 4 blocks. The Woodsmen had 31 from Anderson, 24 from Wellington. Both guys shot the ball well. Azette 14 points on 15 shots. Had 4 steals in this one. Rivers 13 points, 8 boards. Turner had 4, 3, and 2 off the bench. 1 steal, 1 block. Payne had 2 points, 11 boards. 1 steal, 1 block as well. 1 for 5. And we just shot worse than them in all 3 spots. So, yeah, not the best day here. Then we get our second straight loss, this time against the Pelicans, who are 16 and 10. Zion drops 24, 7, and 7. Ogbaji drops 22 and 6. The Woodsmen got 25 and 6 from Anderson, 21 from Rivers, 17 and 8 from Payne, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He shot well. Azette 14 off the bench. And yeah, they kind of just shot better than we did once again. And they came back in the fourth quarter and won by 4. Our third straight loss comes against the Trailblazers by 10. Anderson drops 25 points again. DeSumo had 22 off the bench. Really good shooting day. Bane, 14 points. Has not had a good last week or so. Turner, 13 and 8 off the bench. Payne had 10 and 15 plus 4 steals and 4 blocks. Hell yeah. What a game by him. He had 8 offensive boards. Zed had 10 points, and Rivers had 8 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, and he shot 3 for 11. The Trailblazers had 22 from Bones Highland and 22 from Jordan Poole as well. We break our losing streak by taking down the Pistons thanks to a very strong second half comeback that we had to put together with some good offense and some stellar defense, holding it to 23 or less in both of the last, all 3 of the last 3 quarters. Josh Christopher drops 30 and 6 for Detroit. Porter drops 26, 6, and 8. This is Lamond Porter, by the way. That point guard from Lithuania. We saw him play before. Might have been for the Lakers, actually. I'm pretty sure that's where he played. Yeah, this was the guy that shot like 2 for 18 or something. So he popped off. The Woodsman got 27 from Bane to break his poor spell of play. Rivers drops 24 as well. Wellington drops 23. All 3 guys shot extremely well, and that's what you want when your best player is not having the best day of his season, as he only shot 5 for 15 here. Payne had 7 and 12 in this one, and we come out on top. But next game, we lose again by 4, trying to mount a comeback in that second half, and it just fell short. Anthony Simons drops 22. Jaden Ivey had 18 points. The Woodsmen had 25 and 9 from Desmond Bane, back-to-back solid performances. Anderson had 21. Wellington had 20, as that had 12. Payne had 4 and 12 with 4 steals, but a 2 for 11 day. Trying to get better there, but that's kind of expected. Rivers, 3 for 13. not shooting well in this one. And we only shot 42% as a team. Held them to 45. But they also shot better at the charity stripe compared to us. And we barely lost this game. Could have won it easily. But now we are coming off a win against the Pacers. This one was a 2-point win. They almost came back. It was not much of a comeback really, but they almost did it. Halliburton drops 31 and 11. Underwood drops 16. Fultz drops 14. So we actually lost to the Pacers when they did not have their best player, Tyrese Halliburton. He was out against us, and we lost that game at the start of last episode. The Woodsmen got 29, 7 and 6 for Anderson, 27 for Bain, so 3 straight solid games from him. Rivers had 23, Wellington had 16 points. We're seeing better games from Rivers, I think, on average than we had all last year. Payne had 11 points, 8 boards, 1 steal, 1 block off the bench. Wellington also had 3 steals. Turner had 4 blocks in 24 minutes off the bench. So, really solid game. We shot better in all 3 spots compared to them, and we barely come out on top, but it's still a win. Right now, we've got pretty much 4 out of 5 starters are on fire. The only guy who's not is Don Payne, and he's a young guy. And right now, Zet has a broken right finger, so I'm actually going to sit him for this game, and in place of him, I'm going to play Tyus Jones. So we'll bench Zet until he's back fully, and that should just be for this game. So let's see if we could play and he's healthy. I don't think he is yet, but so yeah, Zet will take a seat, and we'll let Tyus Jones come in off the bench for 1 game until Zet is back. But they're going to start Lawrence Hall at shooting guard, who is a guy that I think is a rookie this year, and he's got A+ potential. They've also got Bryce Reeves, who's a young power forward. They got a really good defensive center in Mitchell Robinson. They've got Tatum, obviously, and Ben Simmons at point guard. Let's take down Tatum, and let's get ourselves to 18 and 11 on the season, hopefully. We're back at home in Vancouver, folks. Take it on Boston. Don Payne wins the tip. Vancouver starts with the ball. Their first real chance to see Don Payne start at the center position, and without Miles Turner also on the court. Wellington just took an insane shot, but he did draw a foul, so it will turn into points if he does not miss both free throws. The first one rattles out, so we're in danger of that actually happening here. Really? 0 for 2. Come on. This cannot be how we start this game. Oh, God. We've got Wellington guarding Tatum. They find Hall. Open shots for 3. It's good. The 71 overall Lawrence Hall, who has insane potential, could be a pretty good shooter. He's got 16 points per game so far this season, so he's actually been playing pretty damn well. Rivers with the ball, spitting, fading away. Tough shot, but he goes. He's a really good mid-range shooter. That one drops to give us our first bucket of the day. Hall goes to Mitchell Robinson. He goes to Ben Simmons. He's not going to shoot a 3 or anything like that. Lawrence Hall off the Robinson screen. Mid-range jumper. Missed it. Robinson is there for the board, though. Rivers has the ball. Shot clock is winding down. He goes to Anderson for 3. His first shot is off the mark. I really hope that we get a good game from him, because the last couple we have watched have been some of the worst of the year for Anderson. So hopefully he can shoot lights out in this one. 5 on the shot clock. Tatum with the handout from Robinson. He will have to shoot. And Anderson has a hand up, and he gets the stop. How is that off of us? Really? I don't get that. Crap. Also, I just realized that I forgot to change the shoes for Payne, so he still has those goofy ones on. We'll have to make a change there at some point soon. But Ben Simmons has to jack up a 3 thanks to some solid defense by Vancouver, but they get the offensive board. Come on, Payne. And now he fouls Robinson. He's not happy about it. Rookie mistake, we'll call it. First free throw is good from Robinson. Every other team has a good big man free throw shooter, and we just don't. It's unfortunate. We're down 7-2. Screen from Rivers. Wellington fires the three. That one just missed. Come on. Hall hands off to Simmons. He attacks the paint. Can't finish through traffic, though. Rivers with some solid help defense. And we still have scored only one bucket in the first 3.5 minutes. And we just turned the ball over there. That was on Bain. Really bad idea. Reeves backing down to Wellington. Shoots over him and knocks it down. It's our third straight game watching us go off to a very slow start. We've taken 3 shots total. They've taken 7. That has to change. Wellington will fire. This time he knocks it down from deep. Tatum, a really deep shot and a terrible brick. We take over down by 4. Rivers, contested 3, high arcing off the mark. Good defense there by Robinson to get the stop. And then a quick bucket up to Reeves. The assist goes to Tatum. Anderson, wide open 3. This one's off the mark too, but Rivers does get to it. Shot clock resets halfway. Anderson fires a 3rd time. That one's off too. What's going on here, man? I feel like every game these last few episodes, he has gotten off to like a 0-3 or 0-4 start from downtown, which is not the usual for him. At least what we're used to prior to this season. Tatum, open jumper, knocks it down. Defense also having a couple of problems here. Screen for Wellington. He spins down low, fades away. Nice move. Ball off the screen. Shot clock winding down. Hands off to Reeves. He goes out to Simmons, which was a mistake. Half of the quarter gone. We go to this play, which always works to get Anderson hot. Those are his first points of the game. Tatum over Anderson. Mid-range jumper. Knocks it down once again. Screen for Bain. He'll fire off it for 3. That one drops 2. There we go. Simmons with it. Waiting for a screen. He gets it. Finds Hall for a 3. Wellington was there, and Payne comes down with the board. We hoof it up to Wellington, who fires a jumper and knocks it down. He's a 3 for 4 start, and he's got 7 points, too. Simmons against Bain. He finds Tatum for 3. That one's off. We'll watch one more offensive play. Same play as last time for Anderson. We get it to him again, and Vancouver has their first lead. We jump ahead to the second, where the Celtics are up by 1 at 27-26. Pretty low-scoring game, and the Celtics lead gets increased thanks to that shot by... That was Lambros Durakis with his first bucket of the game. Bain has it. He goes to Turner. He goes to Wellington, trying to find a play here for him. The jumper is up, but it's off the mark, out of bounds. Celtics take over. Simmons in the paint. Fires. Missed it. Good stop. On the other end, Bain cuts inside and draws the foul on Guzman. Free throws for him. If Bain bricks a free throw at all this game, really, the 98% free throw shooter just missed it on the first one of the day. I swear to God, we have witnessed every single free throw miss of the entire year for us. That's what it feels like. Come on. We are 1 for 6 at the line. Durakis fires and missed it from downtown. On the other end, Bain finds Tyus Jones on the cut. Free throws for him. Can he knock down both? The foul was against Durakis. First one for Jones drops. Why does his look so smooth compared to Bain? He knocks down both. We're tied at 29. Durakis goes to Simmons. Bain's guarding him. He'll attack, and he draws the foul. Free throws for Simmons. That was the first on Bane. First free throw is good. And he goes 1 for 2. And we do come up with it. I thought they had it for a second, but we do get to it. And then Tyus Jones. That's a tough shot. Good defense there by Simmons, but not a good look by Jones. Durakis out to Simmons. Shot clock winding down. Screen from Guzman back to Durakis for a contested 3. Good stop again. Herb Jones off the screen from Turner. Fires a 3. He missed it though. Simmons lobbing it up for Mitchell Robinson over the top of the defense. And they got it to him. 32-29. Vancouver trying to find a couple of buckets in a row here. Wellington goes to Tyus Jones. He'll take a screen from Turner. Whip it back out to Wellington across the court. The 3 is good. What a pass. 15 points for Byron Wellington. A really strong start to this one for him. He shot very well. Simmons, ISO against Tyus Jones. Help comes. Defense does get the stop, but Robinson gets another offensive board. Reeves for 3, bricked it. Tyus Jones, what a feed to Wellington on the cut. Those two link up again. So, I mean, so far from what I've noticed, I kind of like this Tyus Jones point guard, Wellington shooting guard kind of combo there. It's not a bad idea when we have a backup in there with a couple of starters. Now, granted, it's a very small sample size, but at least they look pretty good so far. And now we almost get a steal, but Robinson instead has a bucket. Wellington hands off to Turner. He'll fire, and he gets the foul call against Guzman. That's his second. Boston 1 foul away from putting us in the bonus for the rest of the half. Turner missed the free throw. Jesus, man. Please don't go 0 for 2. Okay. Hall off the screen. At the charity stripe will knock it down. Both teams have shot below 40%. My word. That's why it's 36-35 with 3.5 to play until the break. Isumbu answers right back to put Vancouver in front by 1. Trying to go for a lob here, or at least a pass to Guzman. Turner's called for his first foul. Guzman at the charity stripe. At least he... Oh, look at this. A big man who's bad at free throws on the other team. He goes 0 for 2. Thank you. What a nice present. Isumbu with it. Goes to Herb Jones, top of the key. He goes to Wellington, who takes a screen from Turner. Well, kind of shrugged it off, actually. His jumper is up and off this time. It was well contested. Jack Pascal gets to the rim and missed the shot. Solid defense there by Rivers. Okay, I actually said Zach Pascal. It's Eric Pascal, or Paschal, or however you say it. Zach Pascal's a football player for the Colts. Well, actually, he plays for Philadelphia now, so not the Colts. But Wellington gets the steal, misses the shot at the rim on the other end. Uh-oh. Mismatch against Wellington for Simmons. Turner almost gets a steal, and Guzman gets the ball and dunks it in. 6 lead changes, 3 ties. Biggest lead was the Celtics by 8. It's currently a 1-point game. Herb Jones has the ball. Wellington was wide open for a 3, and we don't even get points off the shot. Rivers fires and knocks it down, though, so we do get points out of the possession. 1-point lead in favor of the Woodsmen. Hopefully our offense plays better in the second half. Ball feeds Simmons. Double team coming. He kicks it back out to Pascal, so a good double team right there. Shot clock is down to 5 for Lawrence Hall. Screen from Bradley. Hall fires a 3. Wow, he's a good shooter, huh? Isumu off the screen from Rivers. Finds Wellington for an open 3. He answers right back. What a first half from Wellington, the second-year point guard. Will Hall try to answer? Yes, he will. And that one's off. A chance for us to increase our lead beyond just 1 point. Sunmu. Back to Rivers. He scores on Hall. Hall gets in the paint. Hits the shot plus the foul. Oh, my word. This guy is doing it all. He's a 71 overall, too. His free throw is up and good. We're tied at 44 again. We can't break away. We have the last shot of the first half. Anderson checks in, and he will take it in Tatum's face. And he just missed it. It rims out. We're tied at halftime. 44 apiece. Also, yes, Lawrence Hall is a rookie, averaging 15.9 points per game, 3.5 boards, 2.1 assists, but only 38% from the field, 28% from three. There's no shot that he keeps this up in the second half. There's just no way. He's got 14 first half points right now. So we had 20 points from Byron Wellington. Pretty much half of our points came from him. And Lawrence Hall had the most for Boston with 14. So those are your top scores in this one. We start the third quarter with Boston on offense and Vancouver on defense. I think all the starters are out there right now. Hall has it, top of the key. Shot clock down to 5. He goes to Simmons. He will have to attack, then go back to Hall. Nice pass. And he's open. He'll knock it down. Come on, man. Start missing shots like you have all year. Wellington to Rivers. He passes up the wide open look. And then he takes this one. What was this? Payne can't get the tipped board. And the Celtics have it. Tatum for 3. Can't knock it down. Rivers gets the board. We got to get our best player the ball. He needs to start shooting some shots here and making them too. There's one shot and it's good. That's what I'm talking about. Simmons back out to Hall in the face of Wellington. That 3 is good. Why against us? Screen from Rivers. Anderson is well guarded by Tatum, but he'll take it down low anyways. He'll kick it back out. Time winding down. Bane off the screen from Payne. Fires. It's blocked by Robinson. You could have passed out to Payne. He had a wide open look down low if you could get the ball to him. On the other end, Simmons misses the shot. Rivers some solid help. And Tatum missed that one too? Oh my. Bane with it. He goes to Anderson. Mid-range jumper, open look. He knocks it down. Simmons, double teamed. He hops through 3 defenders and scores. Come on, guys. Rivers the screen. Wellington the shot. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Oh no, oh wait, that's bad for them. Thought it was bad for us, but Robinson got held up. Wellington tips the pass, and we end up with the ball. So a solid job there on defense again. Bane steps back, fires a 3. He knocks it down. We're tied again at 51. Simmons hands off to Tatum. He'll step back to draw out Anderson. Back down low. Bryce Reeves out to Lawrence Hall. He'll fire a 3 again. He missed it this time. Hell yeah. Wellington. Quick 3 on the other end. Too much on it. Hall mismatch against Payne. He goes to Reeves, who pump fakes and missed the shot. So Rivers and Payne have played some actual solid defense for most of the game. Not a lot of paint points for Boston. As Payne, what a play on Robinson to get the bucket and the foul. That puts us back in front. Please, hit the free throw. How? What? Hello? Make it make sense. Maybe it's like a one-time thing, but I swear to God, this happens every time that Bane takes free throws. It's so strange. And we miss a lot. We are the lowest free throw shooting team in the entire league. The lowest at 71%, I think. All right, no more rants from me. Herb Jones back out to Rivers. Open three. He missed it. Hall with it against Bain. Screen from Robinson. Hall steps back, fires at the elbow. Missed it. And there's nobody near Robinson. Where is our center? We don't have one out there, do we? Turner and Payne are both taking a seat. So Rivers is in there at center, which is a bad idea against a guy like Robinson, who's going to be getting the glass, beyond the glass quite a bit. Herb Jones has the ball. He goes to Anderson. Positioning on Robinson. There you go. Way to use it. What the heck was that? A steal for Tyus Jones that was thrown right to him. And we get points to Bain on the other end. The assist goes to Anderson. But all that thanks to Tyus Jones and a really bad pass by Boston. Hall with it, guarded by Bain. Goes back to DeRakis for a corner three. It's good. Boston not going to let us pull away here. They're keeping this one close. Bain with it. Takes the Turner screen. Fires off it. And it's good in the face of Lawrence Hall. That was some solid defense. And Bain has played well. 13 points, a shot above 50% from the field. I like what I'm seeing, especially here in this third quarter. DeRakis for three again. This time it's offline. Turner sets the screen for him. Will fire a deep three from the spot. It hits back iron. He is now 1 for 8 from three. Why? Why, man? I swear to God. These last 4 games we have actually watched, he has not shot well from deep. It's strange. Lawrence Hall for three. It's good. Wow. We jump ahead at 7:48 to go in regulation. Boston has it up by 4 at 84-80. We had a bit of a run to end the third quarter to help us lead to start the fourth quarter. But so far, Boston has outscored us 14-4 in the fourth quarter to go back up by 6. So work to be done here. We got Tyus Jones out there with Payne, Anderson, Bain, and Rivers right now. Anderson gets down low, fires, and Robinson snatches the ball out of midair. On the other end, Bryce Reeves, the jumper, off the mark. Payne gets to it. Tyus Jones goes to Rivers. He attacks. Can't score, but the foul is called. That's the third on Guzman. We've seen all 3 of those called against him. First free throw is good for Rivers. Can he knock down both? Could be a rare sight. He goes 1 for 2 instead, which is what he always does. Tatum off the screen. Fires. Payne got a hand up there, but there was just enough space for Tatum to knock it down. Tyus Jones goes to Rivers. He passed up the open mid-range jumper. You go back to Tyus Jones. He won't shoot yet. He'll go back to Rivers. He'll fire a 3. That one just missed. Wow, Tatum cuts and Simmons finds him. Tatum has barely scored. He's got, actually, never mind. Last time I checked, he had 4 points and was 2 for 9, but now he's up to 15 points, so that is definitely not accurate now. Rivers off the handoff, wants to attack, and he missed the shot right at the rim after putting some real pressure on Reeves to get the stop. We're down by 9. Offense has not really been clicking here in the fourth quarter so far. We've barely scored, actually. Simmons spins, lays it in. Come on, man. Every time that we play against Ben Simmons in all of my series, he owns us because his size is just too big for any other roster to handle. There's no other 6'8" point guard plan. I'm sorry, but there's not. How do we do that? Jones to Anderson. The shot is up and good. He shot well from the mid-range, but from 3 has been very poor, which is usually not the case, I feel like, with him. He's usually a very good three-point shooter. Simmons misses it. How does he get the board? We get the stop, though. Never mind. Sorry for screaming. Jesus. Bain to Tyus Jones. Don't shoot this. He's not. He's being patient. He goes to Payne. He'll fire a 3. What in the world? Eventually, Payne's going to knock those down with ease. I'm sure of it. We're called for a foul. It's Tyus Jones, his third. Reeves a couple of free throws. The first one drops. The second is off the mark, though. I think that perhaps changing the run plays frequency from 95 to 70 was a bit too much because, frankly, we've had a lot less plays for Anderson, which means less points and less good looks for him, I feel like. I think I might put it back up to like 80 or so as like a halfway point, but Tatum scores again. Defense not getting stops. Offense not scoring as much as they could or should be. And we have 4 minutes to overcome a 10-point gap here. So can we do it? Let's find out. Bane with it. He goes to Anderson. He'll cut inside. Pump fake. Oh, man. Good defense by the Celtics. We go back to Anderson. Shot clock winding down. He just has to shoot in his face. Really tough shot to knock down. On the other end, Lawrence Hall with it. 5 on the shot clock. Screen coming. Please guard this well. Hall has barely any space to fire. So that was a good job by Payne to get a hand up in there. Bane in the paint. Finds Anderson, who got the pass a bit too late. Wellington now has it. Shot clock winding down for 3. He knocks it down. That's his first points of the half. Simmons goes to Hall. He's not going to shoot this time. We'll go to Tatum instead. He'll fire on 1 foot. Are you kidding me? Bane to Wellington for 3 again. Yes, sir. 2 in a row for him. We cut the lead down to 6. 2:05 to go. Can we please get a couple of stops? Simmons. Wow. That is an awful foul call. We can't catch a break. First free throw is good. Please go 1 for 2. He does not. Wellington for 3 again. 3 in a row. What a quick trigger. Down to 5. Now we actually desperately need stops. We have less than 2 minutes to go. The crowd is cheering for us right now. Please, let's watch the rest of the entire game unfold here, unless there's a couple of timeouts or so. Tatum into a shot, missed it. Loose ball foul on Boston. It goes against Hall, his second. And that gives us the ball down by 5. Wellington out of nowhere has hit 3 straight threes. Screen from Payne. Anderson trying to tack on 3 more, but he can't, man. What is going on with him from downtown? I don't understand. We got defensive chance here. Tatum, open 3, high arcing, missed it. Wellington gets the board. All right. A bucket, a stop, and a bucket means we're tied at 99 with probably like 30 seconds left. Wellington attacks, shrugs off Simmons, missed the shot, and it's deflected off the backboard right to the hands of Ben Simmons. Come on, man. Tatum's got it now. Screen from Robinson. The shot is off. Get to it. Not them. No, you're kidding me. He threw it off of Anderson. Really? He was trying to throw it to Robinson. Come on. They really keep the ball off that? And the shot clock goes back to 14. They're going to score here, aren't they? This is getting dicey here. They inbound it to Hall. And we fouled him? What? That just resets the shot clock to 14. What? I'm confused. Simmons has it. Why are we fouling? Literally, why? Get the stop. Get the bucket. A stop's not needed. And, of course, Ben Simmons is 4 for 5 after shooting like 63% at the charity stripe all year long. Like, why can't we do this? Seriously. Bane attacks, gets by Hall. The shot is up and in. It's back to 5. Are we going to foul here as well? 5th on, and Wellington is 1 away from fouling out. So, got to ready ourselves for that to happen. Hall hits his first free throw, a guy who has a C 3-point scoring attribute, like a D+ mid-ranger, and he goes 1 for 2. 6-point game. Bane has it. Rivers will fire a 3. Like, you can tell right when it goes up, it's not going to go in. But Payne does get the offensive board. One of his first of the day, and it's at a crucial juncture. It's now a 4-point game. We're going to foul again. It's the third on Anderson. And Boston, 1 foul from... No, they actually are already in the double bonus, or just the bonus. And Tatum goes 2 for 2. We call timeout. That's our last one. Well, inbound pass coming up. We go to Bane. He gets a wide open lane to the rim for a reason, because they just don't want to give up a 3 here. We're down by 4. Going to foul again. And Wellington is out of the game now, thanks to that one right there. So, looks like Desumu's going to check in for Wellington for the last 22 seconds of the game, because we're going to lose. Hall. Second free throw. Missed it. Down by 5. Got a quick shot up here. This will go for Desumu most likely. We're taking too long here. Rivers for 3 instead. Knocks it down. Okay, 2-point game. If we get a missed free throw, go to Simmons, I believe. Or, no! We had the steal! Come on! This cannot be like last game. This cannot be like last game. Hall, please do not knock down both. I beg you. The first one. Yes, he missed it. We have a shot. I can guarantee you the same thing that happened last episode is going to happen here again, too. I honestly can see it in a crystal fucking ball right in front of me. Hall goes 0 for 2. We have no timeouts. We have to go fast. Anderson goes up to Desumu. Go to Anderson. Or don't. Desumu to tie things up or give us the win. He missed it! Again! Shame on you! We can't get a better play. It ends the same way. Come on, man. 2 comebacks come up short. Back-to-back episodes. That is brutal. That sucks. Not again, man. Not again. Not another one of these. Boston was actually the team who really kind of came back, I guess, because they were down to start the fourth quarter, went on a run to start it, and they held that lead once they got it the rest of the way. We lose by 2, and if you recall, Wellington missed 2 free throws at the very start of the game. Bane missed 2 crucial free throws in this game as well. Rivers went 1 for 4. So you're seeing here how the free throws have had a pretty massive effect on the game. Granted, how the game unfolds if they make those free throws is different than how it unfolds here. But still, really? We gotta hit those, man. There's no way for me to train us in just free throws by itself. I have to train us in like a certain category. So I am doing that for most players who are bad at free throws. But golly, man, you're seeing it right here, the effect of missing those and what it has and what it does to our team. Because now we're 17-12. We just lost to probably the first place team in the Eastern Conference. Just unfortunate stuff right there. Wellington had a 20-point first half, then hit 3 straight threes in the fourth quarter to really kickstart the offense with like 4 minutes to go. Anderson had 21 points, 10 for 23, but he was 1 for 9 for 3 yet again. Got to figure out what's going on here and why. I think it's because we're drawing up less plays that are getting him open because we're trying to be more offensively creative, which our points per game is relatively high. It's at like 116 right now, but still a thing to think about there. Rivers a double-double despite shooting poorly. Desumu 6 and 5 off the bench. Payne 4 and 12. 1 steal, 1 block, 2 for 4. The Celtics had 26 from Lawrence Hall, 8 for 15 from the field. Like, this guy literally had one of his best days of the season against us. He was knocking down shots left and right. He didn't put up more than 20 since the last month. It's been half a month since the last time he did this. Granted, he had a couple of good games in November as well, but just bad timing, I guess. Not good defense against him either. And we shot better than they did from the field and from 3, but they had a lot more free throws. And they shot better at the charity stripe too, and this is the reason why we lost. We took care of the ball, had only 4 turnovers total. We had 7 steals off of them. And I mean, yeah, you want to see more there. We had 23 team fouls to their 15. So with that game being watched and finished, I do want to make that change, which was to go from doing 70 run plays up to like 80 or so. I think that could be a good balance between what we're looking for here. So let's do that. So we have sent 3 days, and Azette still is not back from the injury, but once he is, he'll go back into our lineup. And as of right now, we are 3rd in the power rankings, 5th in the conference, and we're 17-12. And I have one question for all of you that comment down below. What do we do here? Do we keep Payne as our starter, or do we put in Miles Turner? Because, I mean, frankly, Turner is playing, I guess, better right now than Payne is. And we also have gone 4-6 in 10 games with Payne as our starter. So, or in 9 games as our starter, we're like 4-5. So do we stick with him? Do we go back to Turner? What do we change in terms of our lineup here? Let me know down below. And with that being said, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and thank you guys so much for watching once again. I will see you guys next time out in episode 49. So until then, take care and go Woodsmen.